Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's government has been thrown into disarray with the abrupt departure of his finance minister, Chrystia Freeland. By the end of a frenetic day on Monday, a new finance minister was in place. But Canadians had yet to hear directly from Trudeau, as questions about his political future reached a fever pitch. The president-elect has said he would impose a levy of 25% on imported Canadian goods after his inauguration in January, unless the shared border was made more secure. If implemented, the tariffs could have a devastating effect on the country's economy. Freeland's sudden exit just makes Canada look quite confused and uncertain, Chris Sands, director of the Wilson Center's Canada Institute, told the BBC. Trudeau finds himself a little bit alone, not super close to any of his ministers, with the big talented ones mostly now having left, he added. In her letter, Freeland accused Trudeau of choosing costly political gimmicks over addressing the threat posed by Trump's aggressive economic nationalism. She said her decision came after Trudeau told her last week that he no longer wanted her to be the government's top economic advisor. Her departure blindsided the government, leaving the fate of a scheduled economic update in the air for hours, and bringing Trudeau and his shaky minority Liberals to the brink. Mr. Sands said Trump's win in November's U.S. presidential election has caused a split among U.S. allies, including Canada. Do you respond to Trump by pushing back and standing firm, or do you respond by trying to find a way to avoid conflict? He said. Trudeau has made overtures to Trump, including flying to Mar-a-Lago, the president-elect's Florida estate, last month to dine with the president-elect. But Freeland's perspective, said Mr. Sands, was closer to that of Mexico, also facing a tariff threat, and Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum. Mexico has positioned itself under the idea that now is the time to say no, to push back, to take a fighting stance, he said. Many politicians remember the challenges they faced during Trump's first term in office, he added. He hasn't been inaugurated yet, but people are already reacting as though he was the president and taking serious measures. Freeland, who also served as deputy prime minister, had been Ottawa's lead during the first Trump administration in the successful renegotiation of the U.S.-Canada-Mexico Free Trade Pact. It was a really stressful and overwhelming process for Canada, Mr. Sands said. On Monday, Canada's three opposition party leaders said Trudeau must go. Pierre Poilievre, leader of the opposition Conservative Party of Canada, called for a federal election as soon as possible. Everything is spiraling out of control. We simply cannot go on like this, he said. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification button to stay updated on the latest developments.